Hello and welcome back. This is the version 3.9 beta test, and today we're going to take a look at the new S rank Durandal, one of the highly anticipated Valkyries in the game. If you know, Durandal has been pretty much known since the beginning of the game as the strongest Valkyrie, and well, it will be interesting to see how she will be performing in the live game. And overall, her aesthetics are also really nice. I like the color scheme, and overall, the design of the character is really nice. Well, we're going to be starting with the weapon and the stigmas, and then with the skills. We're going to be taking a look at the overall effects of the weapons and the stigmatas. And overall, I can definitely tell you that this character does pack a punch. If you remember the first Durandal, their weapons are pretty much, they have the same mechanic. You can impale enemies and pretty much throw them left and right on the map, which I personally like a lot. The effects of the weapon, both active and passive, are really nice. They have a slight learning curve, but that's not much of a problem. It's easy to master, and we have a nice passive effect that's also really good. Now, both of these weapons that we had, both on the A rank Durandal and on the S rank Durandal, are pretty much, both of these weapons have a bonus effect on the specific character, which, well, some people like, some people don't like, but in my case, it is a boost to the character that you have them equipped on. The Stigmatas, Dante Stigmas, they're also really nice. They boost the physical damage and critical rate of the character pretty nicely, and they also have some special effects only for S rank Durandal. And overall, I will tell you that these effects are, well, they're nice. You can also have some your own experimental builds that are physical damage focused, which I'll probably be tampering with, but overall these stigmas are pretty much the stigmas to go for this character. Of course, like I said before, you can pretty much make your own build, and that build will also work really well. Now, keep in mind, this character is a physical character, physical damage, pure physical damage, and that means you should match physical damage stigmas with this character to make the effects work. Now, of course, since these stigmas have a specific equip bonus on this character, they are definitely the best for this character. But you can be creative, and you can pretty much choose other stigmas besides these ones, and you can pretty much try out a lot of different builds. They are going to work probably just fine, but because of the equip bonuses that these stigmas have, they are pretty much the best stigmas for this character. And overall, I like their effects, and overall will be really interesting to see how they will work. Some of them have the hit bonus, pretty much when the character gets hit you get a boost, you get a buff, which will be interesting to see how it will perform in actual combat in about a minute when we are going to jump in Abyss and Memory Arena. And of course, I'll be using the in-game recommended lineups. That's what I personally usually do, because, well, let's see what the game has to offer, and we will see how the game recommended lineups will work. But of course, you can also be creative. Well, this is the basic attack, a 5-sequence basic attack. Each of the sequences have their own special bonuses, and they're also dealing quite a good amount of physical damage. Now, it will be really interesting to see how this character will perform compared to the other physical characters. It will be interesting to see how she will compare with the A rank Durandal, because, well, luckily on the beta I have pretty much all maxed out characters, so testing them and comparing them will be a really fun thing to do, and will be interesting to do. This is the burst mode and pretty much the ultimate. Looks, and as we can see by the long text, it does work really good, and it's really kind of unique compared to the other ultimates. I personally like the way Durandals work. They have their unique sets of combat, and overall will be really interesting to see how this one will work. Now, she has a turbojet option when you move forward evasion to trigger focused X. That will be fun to test out how it will work. And the burst mode lasts 23 seconds and costs 100 SP to activate. during which Durandal gains Iron Body. Interesting. Iron Body pretty much means 80% to 100% immune to all damage. So this character will be really interesting to see how she will perform against the challenges that we have in the game. And well, this is the charged attack. You tap and hold the attack button, and also has their own special effects, and overall will be fun to see how it will work. We will see the tactics that we can use with this character. I personally already see a way of how I will use the character, and overall it has quite a big amount of text, but don't worry, it is not that hard to memorize, and the actual performances and the actual skills are easy to do, and I will show you all of them pretty much. And overall, I like the change of pace that we got with Durandal. She is so far one of the more unique characters that we have, and overall the weapon that she's using and the way she's using it is also really interesting. And evasion, non-directional and directional, well, pretty much I kind of explained what they do. With the directional, you pretty much use it in a aggressive manner for assault, and non-directional is pretty much when you evade when you get attacked, and well, we will be seeing that in the action. Passive skill, she has Paragon in its stacks, 10 stacks maximum upon getting hit, and 25% bonus to physical damage and 25% crit damage to the team as a passive. Well, interesting buffs there. I like how they work and how they look on paper. We are going to see how they work in actual combat. And again, short profile, mecha, bright knight, Excelsis, the graph, high burst, high survival, high damage, interesting, low control, low ease, and pretty much no support. And melee physical damage dealer. Okay, well, in a moment we're about to jump in the abyss, and we are going to see how it will work. Now I will use this lineup that you can see here, pretty much the game requirement lineup, and for the equipment I'll be pretty much using the master set, but of course you can test out your own builds and well, weapons of the limited choices that we have for lances. And well, will be interesting to see how she will work. Will she live up to her name as the top tier as Valkyrie? Or well, we are about to find that out, honestly. I'm pretty curious to see how she will work in actual combat. I mean, all these stories that we've heard for her tell us that she is really powerful. Well, we're about to find out how powerful she actually is. Well, this is Red Lotus. I think it is Quantum Singularis, and we are about to jump in, and we're about to see how it will work. Alright, now as you can see, I am using the lineups that the game has recommended us, and well, I see already why. Both of these have, well, I can see their usage, but I feel like she is more of a solo combatant, and most of the time you will use Durandal solo. Of course, you can use all these characters for their buffs. You should use them for their buffs, obviously, but that's a big hit, my god. Well, definitely she's slowly living up to her name, I can definitely tell you that much. The damage done by this character is just insane. Well, I can definitely tell you something right now. The attacks are feeling really satisfying when you do them. And overall, Durandal's playstyle is something that I personally enjoy so far. In the betas, I've been mostly playing with Durandal since they were released, honestly. And let's see the ultimate in action. Alright, well, it will last 23 seconds, so we will see. Just look at the damage done. Well, if you clump the enemies together like I did, and when you attack all of them at once, she is destroying them really quickly. Definitely a really nice damage output so far. Really nice damage output. I like that so far. So far, she is doing a really good job on the field. And also something to note. Since she is a mecha, she is mostly effective against creature types or biologic types, and she's equally effective or neutral towards mechas, and she has a type disadvantage against psychic mobs. That's something that's a trend, well, pretty much since the game's release. That's how things work, and that's how the classes work in the game. And so far, she is doing a good job at taking out mechas, I can definitely tell you that. And she is doing a good job at taking out these biologic types and mechas. For these Honkai beasts, well, you can feel the slight disadvantage, but it is not that much important, that much noticeable, at least so far. But so far I can like her playstyle is really good. I like the overall moveset and combos of the character. They're really, I mean when you impale the enemies on the spear and when she just smashes them off the ground, that's just so satisfying. And at the same time it looks really nice. Okay, I made some mistakes there. Let's see the ultimate. Well, once you launch the ultimate, you pretty much will destroy everything on the field, and that ultimate is really nice. It's actually really fun to play the character, honestly. Durandals are definitely bringing new combat to the game, and I like that. Alright, like the damage, I love the damage output of this character. It is just crazy, although we will see how she will compare with other characters like Herrscher of the Reason, and we will see how she will perform against the A rank Durandal, and we will see how she will perform against other S classes. That would be really interesting to see how this character will work. Also will be interesting to see how she will compare against Sting and Nymph, also a S class. S rank, well, S class and rank pretty much the same. And overall, for Abyss performance, since this is a non-released Abyss, this is the Exalted Abyss, I believe. Yeah, I think this is the Exalted Abyss, since that we have in beta. A little bit harder Abyss in beta than we have in the official release. And if this character was released in our current Abyss, she would dominate pretty much without a problem. And overall, since this is a more difficult Abyss, she is doing a really good job at taking those enemies out. Interesting. I so far enjoy the character a lot. Now, I've been reading and hearing a lot of words and a lot of comments from people not liking the character, and well, I can definitely see what they mean. I mean, I can see what they are trying to say, and well, they have a point to some extent. I would say this character is doing a really crazy amount of damage, but of course this is a triple S rank character, so no big surprise to the damage there. But overall, definitely a really fun play style, and her combat is also really smooth. As you can see, pretty much no lag at all, 60 frames per second, and that's something that I really like. I like smooth gameplays and I like unique gameplays, of course. And this character so far has all of them. Well, I'll play around with the Abyss a little bit more. I think I'll just clear these mobs, and after that we will jump in Memorial Arena, and we will see how she will perform against one of the bosses in there. Of course, will be interesting to see how she will perform against other bosses. Of course, I'll be like I do plan to test multiple characters against this character just to see the performance differences that we have between them. Overall, I'm mostly interested to test Herrscher of the Reason against this character to see if Herrscher of the Reason is still the old self. If you remember her upon release, she was really strong. She still is kind of strong, but she's kind of getting weaker somehow. We will see how that will work out. Of course, maybe everything is normal. We will see. Maybe things just kind of. We will see. Will be really interesting to see how they compare to one another. And overall, I can definitely tell you that this character is really fun to play. That's pretty much something that's most important in a game. And unique movesets, unique play style, really fun to do weapon skill. I think this is my personal favorite weapon skill are on Durandals. Like, that weapon skill is just satisfying, and the ultimate is also really satisfying and smooth. Interestingly enough, it is really smooth, as you can see, like absolutely no lag, no frame drop whatsoever. And interesting, really interesting. Well, as you can see, I am having too much fun already, and that's interesting. That's, I don't know, I'm having too much fun with this character. And I have 40,000 crystals, but I am still saving them up for a Herrscher. Well, I have to be a man of word, and I have to keep up my word, so I have to save up those crystals for the next Herrscher. And that will be really interesting when the next Herrscher drops. I personally can't wait for that. That will be most interesting that we've seen in the game. Last Herrscher was in 3.3, so we will see when the next one will come. Probably really soon. Well, as we can see, definitely Abyss is doable with this character, with this lineup, with this setup. And of course, keep in mind, this Abyss is a little bit more difficult than the ones that we have on the live servers. This Abyss over here is kind of difficult. The enemies are tankier, they do more damage, and pretty much stuff like that. Well, time to jump on Memorial Arena, and well, time to see how she will perform against one of the bosses in Memorial Arena. Now, of course, I will keep the enemies in the domain of the appropriate enemy and appropriate Valkyrie to be used on that enemy. And well, time to challenge the Doom. Well, haven't done this boss in a while. Pretty interested. I'm pretty curious to see how she will take out that boss. I think she will destroy it really quickly. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. That boss got destroyed in seconds. There we go. Well, that was quick. That was quick. And she destroyed that shield so fast. Really fantastic. Really felt like, as a shield breaker, I can definitely see the character being dominating there. Really interesting. Really interesting. Well, next battle. Again, this is just too much fun to do when you impale them on the spear. And ooh, that was a big hit. Okay. And well, second wave cleared. Nice. That was nice. That was really nice. All right, onto the third enemy, and we're about to find out how she will work against the higher tiers, or well, how she will work against the S and double S rank. Well, that shield took a big hit. All right, I need that pillar for the evasion. Yep, that evasion destroyed the shield really quickly. Nice. And let me try not to destroy that pillar. I need that pillar for the evasions. There we go. Oh, another pillar. Nice. There we go. Shield down. Oh, that was a big hit. Pretty much she lost most of her entire HP in like 1 second. Interesting. Well, next stage. Well, I'm doing a good job, I think, so far with this lineup. Of course, there are definitely better lineups that you can pretty much choose from. I am just following the game's recommendation to test things out here and, well, to have fun. Alright, well, this one is you can definitely see it being more tanky, and well, this is where the fun begins. I think this is the S, yeah, it is the S difficulty, and after this will be the double S difficulty. Well, that was a big hit on the shield there. That enemy lost its shield in a second. Let's see. Oh my god, that was... yeah, shield destroyed in a second. Okay, well, that was a nice one. And ultimate ready. Ultimate ready, ultimate engaged. Nice. Well, once you get the hang of the character, it is just too much fun to do, too much fun to play. at the moment, Durandals are definitely winning me to get them, honestly. There we go. And one left. Well, pretty much took all of them out without a problem with one ultimate within 23 seconds. That was fun. That was really good. Okay, well, on to the next one. On to the final one, on to the double S. On to the double S difficulty. There we go. Well, this one is tanky. Definitely tankier than the other 4 ones. This is the 5th one, I think. And shield out, still doing good damage. Overall, I can definitely say that this character is doing more damage than Herrscher of the Void. Well, of course, we will test that out. I will test that out actually, because I'm really curious to see how they compare to one another. Will be really interesting to see how they work and the overall damage output of these characters, since both of them are physical. Really, would be really interesting to see how Herrscher of the Void will compare to this character in actual combat. I think this character is actually a lot better DPS than Herrscher of the Void. Well, interesting. And this character will not crash the game, of course. That's a team up for another video. Okay, and the first, there we go. First boss taken out. We have 3 more. There we go, that's one. Well, let's see the shield. There we go, almost destroyed in 1 hit. Well, there we go. 2 big hits and the shield was out. Ultimate will be ready in a second, and after that ultimate is ready. Come on, there we go. And let's see what the ultimate will do to the enemies. Oh, I almost died there. I gotta be careful. Survivability on the character is really good, but you still have to be careful. And I think I got all 3 of them, and the last one in, yep, there we go. Got all of them in pretty much less than 1 hit. Nice. Well, that was pretty nice. That was pretty nice. Well, I cannot do time to summarize things a little bit. Overall, a really fun to play character, really interesting character. Overall, so far the movesets and overall character performance is satisfying, and the fun factor is also really high with this character. I'm having lots of fun. I have fun playing Durandals in the game overall in general, and this character is definitely, I would say, one of the more fun characters to play in the game, especially because of the really different and unique movesets, and that's something that I personally like a lot. Well, judging by how she handled the harder contents in the game, other normal stuff is definitely other stuff is definitely really easy to do with this character. You will probably have no problems with any boss in the game. All bosses are pretty much doable, and all of these bosses are pretty much really kind of simple to counter, and this character can fight them all without a problem. Well, anyway, pretty much this would be it for this video. In the future, I will definitely compare the other S classes with this character, just to see how they compare with one another. It will be interesting to see their damage outputs, how much they're different and stuff like that. And overall, like I said, I am really satisfied with her performance, and overall a really fun character to play. And well, let me just destroy Bronya here in a moment, and her damage output is I don't know. I don't know why people don't like the character. She is really fun to play. Well, there we go, and let me just pop the ultimate and we can pretty much wrap things up here. There we go. And that was finished in a second. Well, that was it for Durandal. It was my pleasure to play this for you, and well, in the near future we're going to be testing out multiple characters. Well, with that being said, hope you enjoyed, and well, I will see you next time. Take care.